little bit of what I'm doing in the afternoon. These two big pieces of board are for our throwers, and so that we can have a great place to throw inside when it's raining outside. Tonight is a rainy day, but we still have a baseball game that I have to attend to tonight, and I just want to give you the opportunity to still do some melt and to feel wonderful after this night's session. So asyncratic it is tonight, but I didn't want to neglect you and your movement as well. So let's just start with a foot treatment and get our feet feeling great and check in with ourselves. So just go ahead and stand nice and tall. Let your shoulders settle down behind you. Take a deep breath and exhale. Begin to notice how your feet hit the ground. Feel your body long, elongated. Good. Notice if you feel more weight on your right foot as opposed to your left. If you feel like your body's turned, even though you know you set yourself centered. Remember, these are all pre-pain signals. We want to check in with those things on a regular basis so that we can avoid kind of the layering up of tissue or pain or issues that we then have to unwind. As you're standing there, lift up all 10 toes and see how your body reacquires balance. And on the next exhale, drop all 10 toes. And notice if your body shifts a little bit dramatically out from underneath you. Go ahead and open your eyes, and let's take that ball and let's begin under the right foot. Start at the center of that foot and begin to gently rock right and left. As we rock right and left, you can start also noticing, is this easy to do? When you have the ball pushing up against you, do you feel the pressure of the ball, or do you just feel unbalanced as you push in and out of the ball? Or does this feel very comfortable? Remember, you're giving yourself information and you're allowing yourself the opportunity to feel what your body feels. And so you're starting to have a communication with your body. Go ahead and extend your toes back into the ground, body nice and tall, chest is lifted. And again, just feel how that balance is right to left. Is there any issue of the tissue that you need to be aware of? Take your arms up, take your hands down, roll yourself forward, and then swing yourself to come back up. All right, let's step back with that left foot, move the ball to position point, one underneath the big toe, press down, and then again, press down. We're at position point, two on the toes still, press down. Move the ball to position point 3, hide that ball, a little twist of the tissue, press down, and then press down. And why don't we move in between those two pieces very often? It's that arch situation. So if we find the origin of where the muscle and or the fascia attaches, and then the insertion, we are on our way to releasing the tension and bringing hydration to all the tissue. Position point 4, and then position point 5 at the front of the heel. Let's begin to move that ball side to side. You also always want to notice that you're getting some shearing at the top of your foot as you're moving this ball back on the back side of your foot, so nothing is neglected. Go ahead and move that ball to the back side of the heel, and then towards the front, and again to the back, and then to the front. Go ahead and pause right at position point 5, and let's tighten that wiggle. And then pause again. Move the ball to position point 2, just behind the big toe, and push the ball to the heel. Imagine taking a step forward and push the ball to the heel. 2 more, push the ball to the heel, and once more, push. Then let's do our friction. Multi-directional, move that hip, move those toes, move that ball back and forth, and bring yourself back centered. Just kind of opening up the entire hip. Go ahead and pause, and let's bring ourselves just back to position of balance, and just start again feeling what you feel. Notice if that just in and of itself helped you feel more balanced. Take the ball to the second side, position point 1 at the center of the foot. shifting side to side. Feeling that gentle rocking back and forth, that swaying, balancing the two sides of the brain. Pause, take your arms up, take your arms down, roll yourself forward, and then swing yourself up. Whew, shake out those hands. Let's move the ball to position point 2 behind the big toe. Press down, and see if there's any tenderness or tension in those joints. Press down, and then position point 3A, hide that ball in there. Position 3B, press down. Position 4, outside, press down, and position 5, press down. Take the weight out, put the weight about 50% in, and move that ball side to side. All the way down to the heel, back to where the arch meets the heel, and forward again. Try to keep the pressure relatively even. And if you want to move forward and go on and grab your large firm ball, and you can do this same technique with the large firm ball now that the tissue is very prepared. And then you might feel those little grains of sand in there, grains of rice in there. That is really tight tissue, and we're just moving back and forth, not aggressively, but just enough so we can move that tissue around. Go ahead and pause at position point 5. Let's tighten that wiggle again. And then pause, take a deep breath, and rinse. Big toe to heel. And then friction. And pause. Let's recheck our baseline. Remember, a baseline can be anything to you can reach down and touch your toes for a baseline. You can just stand there and feel what's going on. Remember, and pain is also a baseline. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Release any held tension. Lift up all 10 toes. And then on the next exhalation, drop all 10 toes. Good. Open your eyes. I hope you're feeling a little bit better with that. Go ahead and grab your melt roller, and let's come to the ground. And from a horizontal position or laying down. So let's come down and do a rest assess, laying back on your back. Let your head drop, your shoulders drop, arms down by your side. I have my knees bent just kind of as a natural reaction, and then I'm just going to extend my legs all the way out. Very often it's easier if you close your eyes to check in instead of trying to see what you want to see, but I want you to try to feel what you're looking for. Sometimes there's something that just pops out to you as something to pay attention to, and other times as you settle in, you're going to feel what your body's asking for. Good. Noticing my head feels well weighted, shoulders feel evenly weighted. A little pressure in at the shoulder blades, but no real big back arch. And the hips, hamstrings, and calves feel evenly weighted on the ground, as well as my feet feel relatively even, turning to the right and left. Take another deep breath. And exhale. Good, let's bring those feet back in and together. Roll to one side and bring yourself upright. And we're gonna start actually with our calves. I'm gonna have you do a calf treatment to begin, and then we're gonna get onto our hips. So beginning with your hands behind you, lean back. Give yourself some space. Don't have your hands right underneath you, or sometimes your wrists can be problematic here. And then we're just going to press and pull out. So press out, gently pull back in, press out and pull in. Bring both knees to the left. And then both knees to the right. And then let's turn those knees in a circle. Sometimes that roller creeps up the back of your leg, and so just readjust.
Remember, our calves really do have a lot of impact on our feet, as well as on our ability to move our body. Go ahead and circle those feet around clockwise and counterclockwise. They are a pump mechanism. They give us springy movements if you're having difficulty with balance or just even jogging or walking for that matter. Look at your calves. Notice if your calves are taking up too much extra load. Take those knees in and out. And then pause. Good. Push and pull like a kneading position. And again, we're not doing a big, deep single leg one. I'm just going to keep you at 2 legs here. And then pause. Let's bring that roller up to the inner upper thigh. And we're going to do back and forth. So back of thigh shear, press and pull. You can see the tissue pulling as I move because I'm in skin to roller contact. A great way to go, even though very often we tend to stay in our tights or something. If you have the opportunity, I would suggest go into shorts every now and again. You're going to feel that twisting of your tissue a little bit more complete. And then pause and just let the tissue respond. It may feel a little tingly, may feel a little vibrating in the tissue there. That is, I do believe, hydration, tissue movement, tissue activation. Be careful not to just swing your legs back and forth. Remember, the fluidity of movement isn't necessarily done quickly. Our muscles and tendons can actually move very quickly, but fascia likes pulling along with our breath because it's moving hydration along with the movement of our body. Let's go ahead and sit upright, up on the roller, and we're going to begin to tuck and tilt our pelvis. Hands should be out in front of you so that you're not just laying back and arching your pelvis to move it, but you're pushing back and pulling under. Really getting underneath those sits bones. And then let's just lean off to one side. I have my legs off to one. My hip is kind of only on. My left hip is off. Again, watch how much load you put into your hand. And then I'm going to drop down to my forearm. Same thing, we're just going a little bit deeper. And then I'm going to roll even a little bit further, bringing my back leg forward and getting a little bit deeper. Make sure you're not on the bone. I'm pretty 90 degrees on my roller. And then I'm going to pause here, and I'm just going to bend and straighten my knee. Now I know that's moving my quadriceps mostly, but those are all helping to flex the hip. And then I'm just going to bring my bottom knee forward, and I'm just going to move my hip up. So just kind of a very indirect movement to a much more direct shear. And then pause and let the tissue respond. Then we're going to bring ourselves back up, and we're going to do the other side. So just lean in, feet into one direction. Mostly my right hip now is off the roller. Let's come down to the elbow. And then go a little bit deeper. Take the back leg. And then pause. Bend and straighten that bottom knee. And then pause. And then let's just open and close the hip itself. So again, indirect, and then some more direct tension. And then pause. Drop that bottom knee. And let's recheck our baseline. Let's just do a real quick rest reassess. Laying back. Body's long. And just feel your body settle into the ground. Good. Slide those feet in. And ideally, you still feel very evenly weighted, balanced, and maybe even more balance between the right and left sides now. Let's take that roller while we're on the ground. We're going to go underneath the hips. Hips are nice and high. Hands can steady on the roller. Ideally, take your index finger, slide the hand back, and make sure that your SI joints are above the roller, not on the roller so much. Right knee and left knee. So you should feel at a pretty small angle here. Not tight, not hard, just a smaller angle than having the roller up and really taking up kind of almost the small of the back. Let's make those knees into a circle. Remember, we're always looking to bring hydration to joints, not so much the muscles. The joints are going to dictate how much pull really is on those muscles, and then the muscles kind of give information for walking. So there's kind of a give and take with all the information of the body. The fascial lines speak to each other neurologically and with hydration. And then the tendons take up almost like bing, like you would get in like a piano. And then the muscles respond and push and pull. And then pause. Let's just march with those knees. Ideally, your pelvis is level on the roller. There's no arch in the rib cage or tuck in the tailbone. And then pause. Drop your left foot to the ground. Cross your right ankle over for figure 4 pose. I'm going to take my left hand and place it on my left hip bone. Take my right hand and then just press out. Exhale, press out on my right thigh, and I'm keeping my pelvis as level as I can. Remember, a lot of times this gets into this tuck position, and then the problem with that is we don't have an opening for the where the joints come together. Take your hand up a little bit higher. Take a deep breath, and a little bit higher. And then release, and then let's take that right foot down and cross over your ankle on your left. Do the same thing. Right hand on your hip bone, left hand on the thigh. Press out, take a breath. And then let's move up and move up again. Good. From there, I'm going to have you bring your right knee up. We're just staying in this position. Press your left hand into your left thigh and your right hand holds your left. Push with your right knee in as you push with your left hand out, holding your ankle. And let's keep this foot flexed. Relax the lower foot if you can. Press out. Exhale. Shh. Keep the pelvis level. And release. Drop the right foot and left. Let's switch and do the other side. Lift that left knee up. Hold the ankle. Press into the inner thigh. Make sure the pelvis is level, even if just not a little bit tilted. Exhale. Flex that right foot. And then bring your knee in. Drop both knees into your chest. You can look right through your leg. You can see even from here if one foot is like crossed over or higher, not falling down. This is probably a discrepancy in the psoas. So you grab that right leg underneath, left foot goes up for drawbridge. Lower that left leg down, leveling your pelvis on the roller. Don't sink your heel in, just kind of level. Take that left arm overhead, thumb pointing down, pinky up. Pull as you bring your knee in. You can reach your left foot out, turn your head to your right. Exhale, tuck your pelvis as you exhale. Inhale, head is center. Bring your left leg in, just let everything settle. Look right between your legs. See if the feet are a little bit more lined up. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Reach the right leg up, lower the right leg down, right arm overhead reach. Inhale, look over your left shoulder. Exhale, and tuck. Inhale, bring that right knee into your chest. Look right between your feet. Feet are nice and even, feels great. Let's drop the right leg and the left leg back down. pause for a second. We're gonna stay up here. I want you to sit up if you can for a second to watch this transition. One of the beautiful things is this glute medius right here. It really does stabilize our pelvis and our hip, but sometimes on the roller it can feel hard to get in. I'm just gonna lift my hips up and I'm gonna move the majority of the roller, in a sense, towards you, so I have more space. Then to come up on that, I'm gonna bring my right leg up and my right arm over my head. And then I'm just going to lay toward the camera, toward you, and then extend my top leg. So I just use the weight of my leg. Ideally, you should be laying so that you're not on your hip bone on your femur, but you are on the side of your hip laying. Taking your top leg behind you, you're gonna feel some lengthening in the top of the hip. Top arm goes overhead, hold above the elbow if you can. And we're gonna take a deep breath in again, and then we're gonna tuck the pelvis. And then release, relax just for a second. Take that left leg back, take a deep breath in. Make sure your hip is not rolled back. Take a deep breath in, exhale. And then bring your left knee in, lift your hips up, back to center, and then we're gonna go to the other side. I'm gonna flip just to make it easier for you to see. Again, you would be laying back. Hips are gonna come up. The majority of the roller is toward you, just so you can see and so you don't fall off. You're going to lift your left knee, take your left arm overhead, and let the weight of your body take you over. Bottom knee can stay bent, top leg is straight, nice long line, and bring that top leg behind you. Top arm goes over your head, taking a big deep breath in, exhale and tuck. Relax just for a second, inhale, reach that right leg back, get long, exhale and tuck. And then bring that knee in and just lift your right knee and you'll roll right back over the top of the roller. Leveling yourself out if you would like. I'm putting myself back so that, again, my SI joints are above the roller towards my head. My knees are now back in line with my hips, and I'm gonna tilt myself to my right. So I'm lifting my left cheek and I'm doing that SI shear just on my right side. Just stirring my knees in a circle, clockwise or counterclockwise, doesn't particularly matter. And then pause, and then we're gonna march. So a lot of movement for the lower body. What's nice about this type of movement, even though we're focusing on the lower body or indirect to the upper body, is you may notice because of the movement of the pelvis, we're gonna get some release, maybe upper back and shoulders. Instead of fussing with the upper back and shoulders, we get to move the lower body. Pause, bring both knees back to center, and then let's tip both knees to the left. And then again, circle the knees around. You can go clockwise or counterclockwise, either way is fine. Breathing. And then pause, and then march. And then once again, pause, and let's bring those knees back to center. Let your knees drop into your chest. You could look back and see if anything happened, like if the legs came weird, something happened with the legs, you can do a drawbridge again. Just hold that right knee, extend that left leg, lower that left leg down, take your left arm overhead, reach, level the pelvis, get long in two directions. Look over your right shoulder, exhale, tuck the pelvis, and inhale, head center, left knee in, pause, hold the left thigh, raise the right leg, lower the right leg down. You can bounce that leg if it feels like it needs to just get a little bit more length. Take a deep breath, reach in two directions. As you pull, you reach, right arm overhead, turn to your left, level pelvis, and then exhale, tuck. Notice how the leg lifts up as we tuck and kind of get into the psoas. Bring everything back to center and exhale. Lower the right foot and left foot down and then lift the hips up. Take the roller out from underneath you. Let's once again recheck our baseline. Wow. I always feel sunken after we do, especially drawbridge, like everything just settled in. Rib cage is lower, hips are lower. Remember, the rib cage, the middle of the back is where that psoas is going to attach, and into the base of the pelvis it's also going to attach down through the body to keep the body from being really a shrimp and getting it some more elongation. So we're not so much releasing the psoas as we are giving the psoas hydration and movement and giving the ability for it to stop over connecting or maybe even under connecting for that matter. From here, I just want you to sink your chin into your chest. Your knees can be bent. And we're going to breathe into your hands. So we're going to release the longest colli, which is connected to the diaphragm again. Relax the head, look to the right, move your eyes, look to the left, look to the right, look to the left, look to the right. So I have been doing a lot of working with my neck and my head and my pelvis to try to keep the space and try to keep my back more fluid, especially sometimes when I'm sitting a lot, maybe throughout the day, or right now I've been standing a lot because of track and different sports. I don't really even get an opportunity to sit, and that can put a lot of pressure on my lower back, make me kind of clench my glutes more, and so this is helping for me to find restoration and movement in my pelvis, not just, and my neck and shoulders. So adding mobility back to the movement of not just the pelvis, but the neck, because it responds. Pause in the center and exhale. One more thing, we're going to rock ourselves up, roll ourselves onto our roller, get ourselves right into that rebalance position, head to hips, make sure you're there. We can start with a gentle rocking, bringing ourselves to each side of that nervous system. And then pause in the center. Place your hands at your belly and you can tilt and tuck. Watch that you're not moving your head up and down or your ribs off the roller. Maybe your pelvis feels like it moves better than it normally does when we get on the roller and we start here. Maybe you have more movement now as we finish here. Pause. Slide the hands up to the rib wall. Breathe into the ribs. And exhale. Two more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. And last one. Inhale. And exhale. One foot off the roller, roll on to your side, and let's bring ourselves up. I hope that you entered into this with a mindset of learning and listening to your body.
giving yourself the opportunity to not just do what you know to do, but to learn to, every time you come back to your body, see it for the value and the opportunity you have to check in, to find what's new, not just to find what's wrong, but to see how your body responds to movement in a whole nother way. I hope you have a great day. Let me know how this works for you, and I hope your movement just feels fantastic from this point forward today.